Hello everyone, my name is Tong and I'm from Learning Design Technology program. So my research is about exploring the use of magic in facilitating students' thinking flexibility. So first I want to give you some basic information about my study. So I designed and developed a teaching strategy which is actually based on magic performance and magic tricks. So this method is going to enable teachers to use magic as a way to facilitate students' creativity, especially thinking flexibility. So the goal of my research is to understand the effectiveness of this method. Does it work as I expected? So specifically, I hope to answer these two questions. What are students' experiences in this process? And how do students' experiences influence their thinking flexibility or creativity? So I began to collect data last year, so I collected data from an undergraduate level class, which is called Innovative Technology in the Workplace. And so this is a design-based class, which actually requires students to develop their own apps. So this requires students to think more creatively and differently. Which gives me a chance to test this method. So basically, I went to the class and performed the trick. As you can see from the photo, I was actually performing a trick about that related to iPad. And after performing the trick, I kind of like lead them through to reflect the thinking flexibility and thinking fixation, and also try to explain how does a magician come up with this trick and what's the mindset behind it. And also there are other series of activities that follow up. So after the class, I recruited 15 participants. They all agreed to join the semi-structured interview. And most of the interview lasts approximately 25 minutes, and 3 interviews that last 50 minutes. And so the methodology I use to analyze the data is thematic analysis, because I want to use the thematic analysis to find some patterns from the data, or the patterns also called themes. But for me, those patterns represent the nature of those experiences of students who participated in this activity. Because thematic analysis is for examining the perspectives of different participants, highlighting similarities and differences, and generating unexpected insights. So, on one hand, I'm very deductive, because I already developed my theoretical framework. Based on theoretical framework, I designed this method. So I had some assumptions in my mind about how does this method work and what's the potential influence of this method on my participants. At the same time, I'm very inductive. What that means is I'm very open to students' voice, and I'm quite open to that. I'm waiting for some new patterns emerged that is out of my expectation. So basically, this is the inductive analyzing process when I analyze the data. So first, I try to get myself familiar with the data. So I read the data line by line, and I read it several times, and so try to develop the initial inductive codes. So these are the code book I developed, which include all the codes, all the inductive codes, and its according categories. The code book is actually a combination between the deductive codes and the inductive codes. So after developing the code book, I try to sort the codes into themes. And I developed a theme map. In the initial theme map, I try to put every code there. I try to keep every code because I don't want to lose any codes. And also, I try to develop. I try to put every possible theme there. I try to understand. Okay, what are the codes? What do those codes tell me? Okay, can I extract some patterns from those codes, from the codes that who belong to similar categories? And also, I try to understand the relationship between different themes. Okay, and also I put some which is called isolated themes because I cannot find any relationship between this theme and other themes. But I just put it there. I don't want to delete them right now because I want to think divergently first. I want to keep my mind open. I don't want to lose any voice of students. So after that, after developing the initial inductive code map, I try to revise the themes. Okay, try to think convergently. I try to make sure that those codes and the themes are very consistent. Match each other. So these are. I try to delete some themes and combine some themes together. So these are the revised theme map, which actually just has 3 main themes, which is creative confidence, design thinking, and different perspectives. Magic can use to facilitate different perspectives. So specifically, those are the findings. The findings are actually the themes I developed. So the first theme is about magic helped me to see things from different perspectives. As you can see those are the quotes from the transcript. The first one, you can see it changed my way to look at things differently. Instead of just the coins of parking meter, because I show them the coins, I show them some coin magic and ask them to practice with it. So magic present them a different kind of like a reality and make them believe that everything is possible. That the reality is very different with the reality they believe. This kind of like helps them to see things from different perspective. Makes them, to use their imagination more. And so that's the first themes. And the second theme is about design thinking. Who are my audience? Because in this activity, we gave students the chance to practice magic, to actually perform magic for each other. So within performing magic, they actually really focus on their audience because they try to try to make sure their trick is successful enough to trick their audience. So, but it helps them to focus on their audience. But as a designer, this is very important. Focus on to understand what's your audience needs. Okay, and try to design something that is useful for the audience. So this is the second theme. The third theme is about creative confidence. Basically, we revealed some secrets about the magic, and they learned that those secrets are really simple, but it make magic happens. So this inspired them to think, okay, there's always something, it's not that hard to make magic happen. Okay, it's not that hard to think creatively, because it only required you to think differently. That's kind of like give them to make them to believe that thinking creatively is not that hard at all. Everybody can become a creative person. So conclusion is, I kind of like some themes are expected. It's totally out of my expectation. The first theme, the thinking from different perspectives, that's kind of like a match with my expectation, because I assume that by watching magic, by practicing magic, they're gonna think more flexibly and see things from different perspectives. The second theme and the third theme is, I never expect they're gonna think in this way. So I believe that inductive process really helped me to catch something that I never thought about. So, but the question is how to make the emerging themes more persuasive to the readers, to other scholars, because sometimes I'm not sure whether if just the one participant say things in this way, say very important things about a certain phenomena. I'm not sure whether I should regard it as a theme, even though it's very interesting. That's something that I need you to help me with. And I really appreciate you watching my video, and hopefully you can give me some thoughts about my final question. Thank you.